Did you just match? And are you now struggling to decide between a H1B visa and a J1 visa? Let me break this whole thing down for you. My name is Dr. Slayman. I'm a general surgery resident, and I've been through exactly what you've been through. So in this video, we're gonna break everything down and make your life heaps easier. Alrighty, so first and foremost, what is the H1B visa and what is the J1 visa? So the J1 visa is a visitor exchange visa, and then the H1B visa is an occupation-based visa. So you have to prove that you have like a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, like highly educated. In the medical world, to get a H1B visa, you have to meet another requirement, which is sitting step 3. And you can only sit step 3 in the US. So you need to keep in mind, if you want to qualify for the H1B visa, you need to fly to the US, sit step 3, and it needs to be there in time for April. Next, the key differences between them is that the H1B visa is sponsored by the hospitals, so it's heaps more expensive for the hospital, and the J1 visa is sponsored by ECF&G. Different sectors also cover this, but I'm just going to talk to you guys about the medical field. With a H1B visa, the maximum you can stay in the US would be 6 years. And with a J1 visa, it is 7 years. So you need to finish your residency and your fellowship within this time. With a H1B visa, you can apply for a green card. With a J1 visa, you cannot, and you have to meet a waiver. So what that means is essentially with a J1 visa, you need to fly back to your home country or wherever you got the statement of need from for 2 years. And then you can go back to the US and have another type of visa. With a H1B visa, you don't need that. And then finally, if you've got a spouse on a J visa, they're not going to have a problem to work as long as they have the work authorization form. With a H1B visa, as long as you're applying for a green card, they can work on it. So for the J1 visa, it is heaps easier to obtain. If you are a preliminary resident, then you have a wider variety of hospitals that you can apply for afterwards because heaps of them accept the J1 visa. And then for the H1B visa, the advantage of that is that you don't need to fulfill the waiver program. So you could apply for a fellowship without worrying about that. And then secondly, if you really wanted to, you could potentially apply for American citizenship. So there are a couple of misconceptions, myths, / questions about the different visa types. So I'm going to read those out to you and we're going to answer them. Can I change from a J1 to a H1B visa? So allegedly the answer is yes, as long as you fulfill your 2-year home requirement or if you fulfill the waiver. Can I travel outside the US while in a J1 or a H1B visa? Yes, you are not restricted to the US. However, it can be painful. So essentially, your visa lasts for 1 year. If you leave the country and go somewhere international, you have to apply for the interview again to get back into the country, and they have to stamp it and approve it to get you back. However, if you want to go to Canada, Puerto Rico, or Mexico, or any of those places, then you can on your DS 2019 form. And we will unpack all of this in another video. The J1 visa is only for researchers or students. That is not true. So I've got a J1 visa at the moment. I'm a medical resident, so I'm a doctor in training, and I'm on a J1 visa. So the next question is, the H1B visa lottery is impossible to win. So I don't know the specifics of it, but from what I've heard from my friends, as long as you work for a non-profit organization, they can bypass the limit to the lotto winners. Anyway, guys, I hope this video helped you guys out and helped clarify some of the distinctions between these two visas. This was something that I did not know before starting residency. So if this video helped you guys out, give me a like, send some comments below. And next episode, which I will also release this week, it will be a step-by-step breakdown of how to go about applying for a J1 visa. Stay tuned.